Hey, what's up guys? So as you guys can see, the Seal of Orichalcos' effect is released, so I'm going to go over the Seal of Orichalcos' effect, and then we're going to talk about what it will actually have as far as an impact in the meta. So first off, let's go check out the effect. So it's a field spell card. All monsters you control gain 500 attack. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. While you control 2 or more face-up attack position monsters, your opponent cannot target any of your monsters with the lowest attack for an attack. When this card is activated, destroy all special summon monsters you control. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck. You can only activate the Seal of Orichalcos once per duel. So that means basically you could run 3, but you know, after you activate 1, the rest are kind of just dead draws. But that said, let's talk about what decks can actually really use this. So first off, I just wanted to touch upon, you could just Monster Reborn anything that gets destroyed, that was special summoned from the extra deck. Most likely Synchros, because Exceeds with no material, not too good. But that said, if you just activate it and it destroys all special summoned monsters you control, so then you can just let Stardust die, then you can technically reborn it and get it back, Call of the Haunted, all that good stuff. But first off, what's really decent with this card is activating it with Zen Mains. If you have Zen Mains, just move it to attack position, activate it. Zen Mains activates effect to detach, and Zen Mains will not only be at 2,000, it'll have 1 material left, and then you can still pop one of your opponent's cards during the end phase. So I really don't think that's bad. I mean, when you have Gachi plus Zen Mains, that 1900 it's really good against a lot of different decks. But that said, let's talk about some of the decks that will really be able to take advantage of this card. I really feel like this card, it's pretty good in certain decks. I feel like Malefic's definitely will be one of the contenders to definitely run one of these. Because, again, there's really no point. Maybe if you're playing Dragoonies, you can maybe run 3 because you have Ravine to ditch a card. Because I know Dragoonies, they go for the first turn Stardust play, and then, if you can run over Stardust, they just kind of fall apart. Getting rid of Ravine also will be kind of minus, but it's a deck where you could technically run 3 of these, and you can just ditch it for Ravine's effect. So that won't be too bad. Next up, I was thinking Darkhold maybe would be okay, but the thing is, Graph is already 3,000 once they have their field spell, but I guess with this, it would technically, boost it up to 3,200 attack, so it'll be pretty strong. But again, I just feel like the Darkhold field spell is just much better, it has more versatility to what you can actually do. I know Darkhold's not really special summon from the extra deck anyway, so it won't really conflict with their decks. But definitely in any anti-meta-ish decks. Thunder King at 2,400 is pretty nasty for some decks to deal with. Also, the effect of while you control 2 or more face-up attack position monsters, your opponent can't target the lowest one. So, if you have a Spirit Reaper and something else, you can keep on poking them with Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper, 800, the attack boost won't really help Spirit Reaper, but the fact that they can't, just punish you by attacking into Spirit Reaper is something that's, okay. Now, other decks that can use it, I was thinking it would be funny to see Watts, because Watt Cobra is at 1,000, and if you can Watt Cobra again, that's technically a decent amount of damage, because you inflict 1,500, and then you add another one, then next turn you will summon the other one, and that, if you get the attack in next turn successfully, that's a total of 4,500 points of damage. Not that bad. But yeah, Watts aren't too meta. But next up, gadgets. Any variant of gadgets I think that could use this card. Even machine types. The whole Girga 500 attack is pretty decent for any machine variant, just because they have really good ability to maintain lots of card control as far as card advantage, and as well just having field presence. So this card might be seeing some play in maybe gadgets or Machina. I think that'd be pretty good. The fact that you can't special summon from your extra deck, again, won't really hurt those decks too much. If you're playing Girgas, then yeah, it can hurt a little bit, but still 500 boost, not so bad. And then also, Beast King Barbaros at 3,500, pretty nasty to deal with. And I was thinking TGs could, utilize this as well. TG Rush Rhino, when it declares an attack, it'd be 2,500, not that bad. But that said, I want to talk about one card that would totally troll your opponent. It'd be funny if you activate this card successfully. If you can activate Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, which is, you discard 1 card, return 1 card your opponent controls to the top of the owner's deck. So that won't conflict with the Seal of Orichalcos' effect, where it can't be destroyed because you're just putting it back to their top deck. Now they essentially have a negative draw, because once they draw Orichalcos, they can't activate it because you can only activate once per duel for them. So it gets rid of that card, perhaps getting rid of a Malefic also, and at that point you basically secured so much advantage, because now they have a dead card in their hand, and you also got rid of Malefic. Even though you do have to pay the cost to discard 1, I still think it's definitely worth it. So next, I want to talk about how this card will actually affect the meta. because the meta, you can't OTK a lot of decks. I mean, Wineup's definitely one of the most popular decks at the moment, and the thing is, when you have this card out in the field, if they can explode, you can't drop a Gores. I mean, you can drop Tragodia, which won't be too bad. Boost to 500 attack. But yeah, you're open to OTKs, and I think that against a lot of the meta, I mean, you can OTK in a lot of different decks. Like, Agents can OTK you pretty fast. I mean, they can drop, like, double Hyperion, then summon a Christia. And, Windups obviously can OTK. Heroes can OTK as well, so keep that in mind that this card, I mean, even if you have a whole bunch of monsters on the field, if they just Dark Hole you, and you don't have any other back row, you're susceptible to, any OTKs. And I feel like, the thing is, even if you activate this, in most meta decks, if you get your summon off, like, let's say Dino Rabbit, Windups, those are, like, the best examples. If you get your summon off, you basically win anyways. You don't really need the Orichalcos. And I would say most of the Tier 1 decks, like, Dino Rabbit, I mean, it might be okay in Dino Rabbit, because Dino Rabbit's one of those decks where they need to be able to get over larger monsters. That's kind of how you beat them. But then they can just, if you activate this and then just warning you, Orichalcos not going to really do too much for you, although it'll make Sabersaurus 24 and Cobblezool's, a little bit stronger. So it'll be a little bit interesting to see if Dino Rabbit tries one of these. I mean, this will be one card that I think a lot of people will just try out, definitely, just, at 1, because it's pretty much pointless to play at 3, and except for Dragoonides. Dragoonides probably make pretty good use of this card, but those are the decks I think that will use it. Again, just like any anti-meta-ish decks, Malefics probably are going to benefit from this card the most, and it's just one card. I know it's a pretty good card, though. I mean, the fact that it can't be destroyed once per turn, it really definitely does help them out. But if you want to troll your opponent, remember, use this card. They'll be very sad, but I don't think people will main deck Phoenix Moon Blast just to counter this. But yeah, that said, this is the effect. Let me know what you guys think, as well as maybe I didn't mention some other decks that you think could be good in. I guess you can use Rituals because it's only from the extra deck. So yeah, you can use Rituals. You still can't Contact Fusion though. So I think Rituals, but like there's nothing really good in Rituals. I mean, maybe was that Demise King, but realistically, I don't think that this card will see too much play in the Tier 1 like meta decks, because again, if you can get your summon off in most of those decks, you pretty much secure so much advantage in the game anyways. You just have way more control, and yeah. But yeah, again, just let me know what decks you think this would be good against. I've mentioned mine, but maybe you guys think that there are some, or maybe I just totally spaced out and forgot some. But thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon, signing out.